We'll blaze a trail, raise hell, raise hell. Hell to the commanders will prevail. Raise hell, raise hell. Hell to the commanders never fail.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the On the Fence podcast. It's week 13, y'all, as our Commanders are taking on those Denver Broncos. Denver is coming into this game red hot. 8-game winning streak right now, Kenny. Is that it? They're on an 8-game winning streak. Wow.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
Crazy stuff, man. I'm going crazy just thinking about you lately, man. But it's gonna be a crazy game. Our Commanders, we know, are on a 6-game losing streak. It's gonna be Sunday night here at FedExField, so this is gonna be an interesting matchup to see. So we're gonna go through all of the details of this matchup. We're gonna talk about the tale of two seasons that these teams are having, and we will keep you posted with all of our predictions and maybe just maybe how our Commanders might be able to make the playoffs.
Just maybe.
So stay tuned. We're gonna get all that cracking right about now. Shout out to everybody who is already on the chat. What's up, Lil C White? What's up, Willie Locke? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Our IG friends, our YouTube friends, how's everybody doing?
We locked in, baby. Hope everybody's doing good, man. Hope everyone had a blessed Thanksgiving. Everyone enjoyed themselves. Everybody's over the itis. Hopefully you ate up all them leftovers. If you have some, make sure to finish them by the day. But you know what that is? Listen, thank you for joining us on this lovely Sunday as we get ready for this matchup tonight. So peace from in the Middle East, baby. And let's get it going. Let's get it, Red.
Yeah, man. Lil C White said, how's it going, my brother? And I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Dan, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate that.
Hopefully we get that win today. The way Treylon Burks will play in the NFC East has become very interesting. You're right about that. What's up, Josh? Willie Locke at Thanksgiving. What's up, my guy? I'm just here to say Terry need to go 30 for 303 for 30 million. Hey, that's hilarious. We need that. Earn our money. Our money.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Kenny got a fade, man. Kenny got a fade.
Got a little fade action going. Hopefully, we don't catch a fade today.
Hopefully.
So let's jump right on into this, Kenny. So tale of two seasons right now. We know that the Broncos are coming in riding high off of an 8-game losing streak, looking to make it a 9-game, not losing, sorry, winning streak. Ooh, my bad, projected. Looking to make it a 9-game winning streak, while our Commanders are on a 6-game losing streak, hoping to break that and not make it a 7-game, man. How you feeling about just your general thoughts coming into this matchup? How are you feeling, man?
Man, general thoughts, I have zero expectations for a win today. That's my general thought. I'm coming in with the understanding of where we are as a team. It's great that we're getting our guys healthy again. Our offense, hopefully, with JD5 coming back next week, Noah Brown, Terry, coming in. I feel like it's a nice warm-up game for our offense to gel before, JD comes back. Listen, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I mean, we got a lot of our fan base who are like, hang it up. Let's just let's tank. Let's tank for the rest of the season. But you got to understand that these guys are competitors. Everybody on our team, they come to compete. If you have that kind of mentality, I could tell you probably never played the game of football before, or you're just not a competitor in by nature. These guys are playing for more than just contracts. These guys, they come out, they've been playing football for their whole entire life. That's who they are. They're beasts by nature. Every time they step on the field, they're there to compete. So there's no hanging it up. There's none of that. Not for these teams. We're not tanking. This isn't the NBA where guys literally like teams set up to tank. They're set up to tank, but it's different. It's not an 82-game season. It's only 17 games. 18 games, sorry. Every single game counts. Every single game counts. So I just want everyone to come in because you've seen it all over Twitter. We get the DMs every single time we post something that may be positive or optimistic for our team. People just they just want to come with a bearer of bad news, or they want to come in and just say tank. Why are we even trying? Sit down. Shut everybody down. Why is Terry even playing? Just shut them down. Terry need to retire. I hear guys saying Terry need to retire.
That's
So
crazy work.
yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it, man. And we have very much so a finical fan base, and there's I guess we're dealing with certain fans that are riding off the high of the 24 season, and they have to understand there's ups and downs, with and dude, we're in year 2 of a rebuild. Like we
Absolutely.
have to come back to reality. We are in year 2 of a freaking rebuild, and we need to be patient with this thing. Just because we have our first, and then on top of that, our franchise quarterback hasn't played with a healthy group of guys, not even once. I mean, since week 2 of the season, that was it. Like, and ever since then, it's just been a downpour of injuries. What do you expect us to do? So with this game, I come in with low expectations. If we win, it's any given Sunday. We have the opportunity. Anytime you step on that field, you have an opportunity to win. And that's how I feel. If we win, great. If we don't, so the hell be it. On to the next week.
Yes, sir. Hey, man. Well said. Well said on that, man. For sure. Um, I I'm at the point where I just hope the guys have fun. I won't say I have zero expectations. I want to see competitive football. I want to see some progression and some improvement, just so going into next year, we are still a free agent destination. Guys will still want to come and play here in Washington. But I just want to see our team go out there and be competitive, bro. Like that's really what I'm looking forward to. And to little C White's point, it's definitely the my cleats, my cause game as well too. So I'm looking forward to some of that fun stuff. Trying to see all the players out there with their different
Mhm.
cleats and everything like that. But definitely, to your point, man, I'm still remaining optimistic. That's just our nature here on this pod. We're a realist pod, but we're not one of those woe is us, the world is blowing up type of people. Like, no, we know things get rough. We know things can get hard. But like Kenny's point, these guys are football players. They get paid. Would you go to your job and sit out and miss paychecks just because things aren't going well, just because the performance review wasn't as great as you may have thought it would? You would not do that. That's not how it is because your family still has to eat. And if you are a person who wants to progress in your life, you just don't want to be about that life. So
Mhm.
I'm not with the naysayers. I still think that there is something to play for. I don't believe in sitting Jayden, hey, D'Angelo ENT. Yeah, we're gonna get that W today, man, for sure. Uh, so we need to get out there. We need to get that W. We need to continue to be what you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? We need to be productive out there as
Productive.
well too, and see what we have in the guys that are currently on the team, and be able to make some decisions. And who knows, man? We can go on a winning streak. That could happen. Stranger things that happen, right? And we can even play spoiler for a lot of teams as well too. Specifically, the guys in our NFC East division, and the Eagles and the Cowboys. If we can play some spoiler for those teams, that would be lovely as well. That'd be a beautiful Christmas gift for all of us here in Commanders Nation. So let's
Absolutely.
jump right on into this. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen. I got and get some stuff here on the screen for us here. Add this to the stage. All right, y'all. So we know it's game day. Games happening tonight here at FedExField. Oh, not FedEx, Northwest Stadium. We're wearing our throwback jerseys. So are the Broncos. Let's talk a little bit about the injury report going into this game here. So we know that we got quite a few guys out. That's been the tail of the tape for us this season. Noah Brown is still out. Jaden's out. Drake Jackson is not going to make his debut for us here. So we're going to get that going on there. That's it. Deion said we need to be productive and his next man up. We need to step up and play our game. You're right about that, brother. Will Harris is listed as questionable, but I believe DQ confirmed that he'll be playing this one. Tyler Ott is somebody who I think may not be playing because I did see that we elevated a long snapper onto the
Mhm.
active roster there as well too. Kinlaw, the rest of the guys here listed below are all going to be good to go in this matchup, so I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing some more C-Rod, seeing hopefully some C-Rod and Bill out there, man. She said we need a new coaching staff. Says I don't know about that, man. Just want to spoil the Cowboys Christmas. Sure do. My wife's a Cowboys fan, so I definitely want to do that, man. Josh, they tired of losing. 12-5. I know, man. I know. It's all good. It's all good. We
Yeah,
on the up
man.
and up. But looking at this injury report, Kenny, anybody stand out? Of course, I have a feeling I know who you gonna talk about on this one. But what you liking seeing on this injury report?
Well, I mean, it's a few. things I could speak to. One thing I could say, Traylon Burks. I hate the fact that he got injured, broke his finger. Had the surgery. I mean, first game, one of his biggest plays was the catch that he made. Finger broke in the face mask. I don't know if anyone missed that. That was a crazy, crazy fact that he broke his. It was a play where he had caught the long pass. I guess his finger got caught in the face mask prior to him that where they threw the flag on. I guess the defender had grabbed his arm and he pushed off in his face mask. Finger broke. He released out of the face mask and still caught the ball. So crazy, crazy, crazy play. But outside of that, um, I just hope he just gets over this injury bug. The fact that it was his first game, he played well, and he broke his finger. I just hope that there's no more lingering injuries that happen with Burks, and he could just get over that hump. I think he could be a great wide receiver 2, 3 for us. I really, really do. I like the fact that he's our biggest receiver on the roster. I mean, his size as well, 6'2", 230 pounds. He played well. I would love to see how he progresses within our offense. Okay. Now, the other guy I want to talk about is Will Harris. Will Harris, man, the communicator on the back end. He's a guy that gets everyone in position. He's played all defensive back positions, safety, corner, free, strong, played in a box, plays outside, plays on the outside. I mean, plays inside, outside. He can do it all. Very intelligent. That's one of the most beautiful things that you love about him is the fact that, and he never left the team. The fact that he was able to recover from a fractured fibula, like work his way back. People have to understand how hard that is to do that, especially mid-season. You got injured in the beginning of the season. Now you're coming back towards the end with a broken fibula, and he's able to work his way back and be able to start again. Man, that kudos to him. Absolutely kudos to him. That just doesn't look like a guest list. That's funny. It really does, though, Josh.
Yeah.
This move look like a guest list. I'm not gonna hold you, but yeah. With that being said, man, I just love the fact that with him coming back, I do think that we're gonna see an improvement on the communication on our back end. So I really I look forward to seeing the improvement. DQ taking over, calling the plays, coordinating everything. Joe Witt no longer. I definitely want to see an improvement. Of course, we're down our 2 starting CB1 and CB2, but what can we do, right? Next man up. Yeah, man. So with that injury report, I'll leave it at that. I could go on about a lot of different players on the injury report, but I'm just glad that most of our guys are coming back healthy. It could out of the bye week because it could have been a lot worse. All these guys that are on injury report really wouldn't have played. I'll say half of them probably want to play if we played last week.
Oh yeah, for sure. A good majority of those guys wouldn't have made it if we played last week. To your point, I'm happy to see Traylon Burks off there and Will Harris as well. I also like seeing a healthy Ale Cajo as well too. He's a guy who's flying around a lot, specifically on special teams. That's when he gets the most clock. But I like him. Yeah, think of him like he's like I want to say he's like a faster Frankie Louvu, but not as quite much of a pass rush upside. But he flies around, man. He's Polynesian as well too. So shout out to the Usos out there as well. I'm excited to see. He's not on the injury report, but I'm happy to see my guy Deron Payne getting back, man. Like Deron Payne, he's a force in the middle, and honestly, he might have been the edge we needed in that Dolphins game. Even though our defense played well, we lost that game based off of our kicker. So Traylon Burks is a big one on there. I'm seeing people talk about that. Josh asked when's Luke clear to play. We don't know, man. Luke might be out for the season. Luke's looking like he's out for the season, man. But definitely happy to see Ale Cajo back on there. Also, Chris Rodriguez. Y'all know I'm a big Chris Rodriguez fan. I want to see more Chris Rodriguez and Bill on the field at the same time. I think that's something that we could really exploit. Do kind of that pony pistol with those two guys there as well too. But keeping the train moving. We know that our guy Terry's back, and that's going to be the big story of this game because on the Denver side, their injury report is a little bit shorter than ours, but they got some guys coming back as well too.
That's a VIP guest list.
Correct. Very exclusive right there. So you can see they got a few guys on the injury report. The most notable one for me is Pat Surtain returning, especially since we're excited
PS2.
about
Mm.
Terry coming back. PS2, the king. That's a return of the king right now. He's,
Hmm.
undoubtedly one of the best
Whew.
DBs, if not the best DB in the league right now. So definitely, man. I'm gonna be watching that matchup with Terry on PS2 all game long. Kenny, anybody else standing out to you on this Denver injury report?
I'll say number one, Alex Singleton. He actually had a surgery, cancer removal from his testicle. With that being said, him as a inside linebacker, he's actually leading them in tackles as 89 tackles for the season. He's a great addition for them coming back out of the bye week. They didn't know if he would play, but he's definitely healthy and healthy enough to play. And glad that he got the cancer removed nonetheless, because we never want to see that in any human's body. So big ups to him on a healthy recovery, but just recovered he recovered in time just enough to play us. But Jonah Ellis, he is a solid outside linebacker from their starting outside linebacker. He will be missing today's game. It was looking like a game time decision. They decided to sit him for this game. So, but they're coming back healthy. Obviously, as you can see, most of the guys are full. They only have two players that won't be playing today's game. And outside of that, they are pretty healthy. PS2, you said it. That's the matchup we're all looking at. We didn't know if he would play. He came back off the bye week, completely healthy. Kid is back, and Patrick PS2 is ready to play, man. That's going to be the serious matchup. I thought we may have a leg up on him with Terry coming back, but I guess that kind of evens the bout, doesn't it? Kind of evens the bout, doesn't it, Red?
Yeah, definitely, man.
So,
With Terry coming back in PS2, that's going to be a matchup. But to your point, this is where Traylon Burks is going to be more, useful for us, and maybe we could see some Jalen Lane. I've been calling for it all season. I want to see us use Jalen Lane a little bit more exotic packages. Do some more motions, right? Maybe Cliff decides to finally go under center. Who knows what can happen here? But I'm happy to see. I just put it in our chat in Instagram that I'm happy to see what this offense can be with some of our weapons a little bit more healthy. We haven't had Terry and Debo on the field much all season, and we saw what happened.
back.
That Kansas City game before Terry aggravated that quad. We were tearing
Yeah.
those boys up on offense, having both him and Debo out there. That Kansas City defense really had to work and earn things. And with a defense as formidable as this Denver Broncos one, we can't make it
Mm-hmm.
easy on them, man. We gotta make it difficult. We gotta make those guys think. Those guys are fast. They're hard hitting. So the more we can do to keep them on their heels and make those guys think, it's going to really be beneficial to us in this particular matchup. Now, let's continue to dive in a little bit, talk about these Denver Broncos because they are red hot coming into this game, man. Speaking of scoring in this matchup, you can see it right here on the screen, 257 points scored through week 11. That's the most by any club in that span since 2014. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. They have, I believe, one of the third best scoring defenses right now in the league. Um,
Yep.
they're coming in this 9-2. This is the best start that they've had since the 2015 Super Bowl
Super
season.
Bowl season.
Yeah,
Super Bowl
man.
50.
Von Miller even said that he feels like their offensive line that they have this year is better than
It's
the offensive
better.
line that they had when he won the
Yeah.
Super Bowl with them. That's
Yeah.
crazy to say. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a matchup. Our defense is going to definitely have their work cut out for them on there. But DQ's calling that defense, right? DQ, we saw it in the Madrid game. DQ calling the defense, it looked a whole lot different than when Joe Whiff was calling it. So things are going to be a lot different on there. So I'm interested to see how that's going to pan out.
Yeah. It's a situation, it's a sticky one, right?
Mhm.
And this is more reason why I also stated I don't have such expectations for us coming in and blowing them out. I mean, of course not,
Oh,
right?
no, definitely not no
But
blowouts.
it's not happening. But the point I'm alluded to is the fact that um, you know, They're third best at scoring defense, allowing 17.5 points per game. That is elite, man. I can't even believe. I thought that's good enough for number one. Who's giving up 15, 16 points per game, man? Who's 1 and 2 on that list? That's crazy. PS2 returning strengthens the unit even more. Okay. They play so much efficiency on the offensive side of the ball as well because of the way they manage their clock and run the ball. I love the way Sean Payton mixes up, spreading them out with 13 personnel all in the same game. He does it based on matchup. I'm excited to well, not excited. I'm intrigued to see how he game plans for us. Does he spread us out all game? Because our pass defense is piss poor? Does he, prioritize the run game? Okay, because we are 28th in ranked in run defense. Does he, come out in big jumbo packages all game, or does he try to mix it up? It really, I'm intrigued. I don't let me hold off on saying excited. I'm not excited. I'm intrigued to see how they play against us, what type of game plan they put up, against our defense and prepare against DQ. I do, and I also intrigued to see how DQ faces against such a matchup against the Broncos, because last week that was 2 weeks ago was a good warm up for him, as a D coordinator, and we had a much better defensive game plan, but it's not the Broncos. So I really am looking forward to see how our defense holds up against such a high-powered offense in the Broncos, man.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. That's gonna be the real match. This game's gonna be exciting. I know as a fan base, we haven't had too much to be excited for this season. But even if you're not thinking playoffs, you're not thinking all of that stuff, it's just gonna be a good football game, in my opinion. That's all I want to see is two teams who, could match up pretty well. Sean Payton, like Kenny said, he's a very creative coach, and DQ, when he's calling the defense, is also a very creative coach.
Very creative.
That chess
Yeah.
match, seeing those two guys, guys with a lot of chrome, as DQ would say, going head to head, that's going to be nice to see. And, like I alluded to earlier, I would love to see Cliff on our side, do a little bit more with under center and, add in some wrinkles. We're talking a little bit about it on the chat here and Instagram. Both my man SMF Dion, he said with Terry back, we should see more ball for Debo and Burks, especially Debo on the short routes. And Simply the One said we have to protect the edge. So those are going to be some real big things, specifically on defense. We definitely got to set that edge because that offensive line, man, there are some maulers, bro. Those guys, they get after it. And don't sleep on Bo. Fucking Bo Nix, as Fred Smoot will call him. That boy, he gets at it, man. So Bo can make some things happen. We don't always do well against mobile quarterbacks. And Bo, surprisingly, is very mobile. Don't forget about that. Like, Bo Nix can run that rock. If you let him, he will run that rock. He'll get that going on. He's kind of like Daniel Jones in his prime when it comes to running the rock, man. Vanilla Vic with it.
Absolutely.
So
Vanilla Vic.
definitely gotta watch out for that in this matchup. I'm so serious, man. You gotta watch out for those Vanilla Vics. They always tend to hurt us on this. they hurt us, man. But
I ain't never heard that one. Where you get that from?
Vanilla Vic? You ain't never heard Vanilla Vic?
I ain't never heard that one.
What? Nah, man, I've heard that somewhere before. I definitely
Hey, bro.
doing that.
I'm about to go get some vanilla ice cream right now, just for it, man.
Tell you, man, you gotta watch for them Vanilla Vics, bro. They tend to hurt our defense. So
I got a tear coming down my face, bro. Vanilla Vic. That's funny.
Yeah, man. For sure. Denver does have some things to play for. We know they're in playoff contention. I think a win in this match would actually be their longest road winning streak, and it would also help them secure their NFC bid to be number one in the AFC. Sorry, I'm so used to covering NFC teams on there, but carry on with that. Denver tackler will be a thing to watch tonight. Vanilla Vics are wild. Yo, Dion and Simply the One go crazy in Instagram with the Vanilla Vics. So just a couple things on this Broncos defense, looking at them coming into this game. You can see that they're only allowing 4.4 yards a play. That's crazy. 9 TDs.
That's insane.
That's actually a crazy Crazy
I
stat right there.
I was
Perfect
waiting
yard.
for you to pull this one up because the fact that they're leading the NFL in these 6 categories is insane. But carry on.
Yes, that's so crazy. 9 passing touchdowns allowed, 28.9 third down percentage. What's that? Red zone percentage is 35.7. 49
Nice
sacks.
sacks.
Golly. 49 sacks. 49 sacks. Are
Damn.
you kidding me? Are you
They
kidding
on
me?
pace, man, bro. They
You
made
sure they didn't
McT with
Photoshop this, bro?
65. I know, bro. That's what I'm saying. And 95 QB hits. Double it
That's
up.
crazy.
95 QB. They're pressuring the quarterback. They do 9 passing touchdowns through 12 weeks. What? Like that's
That's
unheard
crazy.
of in a passing league. Nah, bro. Their defense is it's elite. And this is one thing I want to talk about. And let's put this out here real quick because there are a lot of people who are talking about the Jayden Daniels sophomore slump. Injuries aside, okay? Jayden Daniels cannot do it all by himself. There is no quarterback in the NFL, all right, that is going to have success without at least an average at best defense.
Mhm.
Our defense is piss poor trash right now, okay? It's been playing terrible this season. There's no way that any sophomore quarterback, second year quarterback is going to come in and take your team to a winning record. I'm not even talking about playoffs. I'm just talking about winning record, okay? Without at least average at best defense. It just isn't happening. Okay, so Jayden needs help. All these guys that are having success around the NFL, if you look at what they're carried by, they usually have a top 10 defense behind them. So I mean, the facts are facts. So let's stop all those critics, Jayden Daniels critics. Everyone's saying he's having a sophomore slump. Everyone's saying, oh, he took in a step back. Oh, he's regressed. He's not the same guy he was in his rookie year. Da 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 da. Man, stop that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
Yeah, nah, he's also been hurt so much.
it.
And so I can't even call it a slump. He hasn't played enough games for me to see him slumping. And in the games he has played, he's done pretty well. So I can't call it a slump yet. Hopefully I could call it a comeback. But continuing on this Broncos train, they have 7 wins in 1-score games. That's tied
Yeah.
most with Philly. So that does say that they're one of those teams that's gonna etch out a win one way or another. They're gonna play any type of game, like Kenny said earlier. So that does give us some advantage, right? There's teams like that. We saw what happened with Philly the last 2 weeks. They got beat by the Cowboys and they got beat by the Bears. So if you come out with the right game plan and you really execute and you could get creative, you could beat these guys. They're not, it is a David and Goliath type matchup, but there is some things that we can exploit and truly take advantage of coming into this matchup. We're going to need to be able to get some turnovers in order to do that. That's going to be a big thing. We're going to need to keep Marcus clean. And like Simply the One said, we got to protect that edge. Those are going to be all key things that we need coming into this matchup on there.
Yeah,
Now,
that's why I wish Drake Jackson was healthy for this game. Because we
yeah,
need to set the edge, bro. We have to. We get killed week after week on the edges. Up the middle, we've been doing pretty solid. It's just the edges, man. The edges, man. And everyone knows it. Every single team knows it, man. It's just it's sad to be quite honest. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna do to stop the defense. I'm sorry, to stop an offense from running down our throats off tackle. So we'll see.
yeah, man, for sure. And that's going to be the big thing on there. And that's hopefully what having Will Harris back helps us. What having Deron Payne, having DQ calling that, being sound in our coverage. Hopefully, we can get some sacks because Denver is a great running team. And even though their lead back and J.K. Dobbins is out, that has not slowed down their rushing offense. They got
They still
guys.
got RJ Harvey.
They got RJ
Mhm.
Harvey. They got another guy whose name escapes me at the moment, but those guys can really get after it. And our run defense is piss poor. So that's going to be some things that we need to really shore up in this matchup here. Now, taking it over to us a little bit here. This next slide is just a holder for us, but talking to return to Terry and Will, and just overall how our Commanders can do a little bit better in this one here. We've been we've been struggling this season. That's obvious, right? Everybody knows that. It's been a little bit difficult for this team. We are currently on defense. We're 31st in total defense. We have the 5th worst scoring defense, and we are 28th ranked in rushing defense on there. So I'm highlighting those points to say that, to emphasize my previous point of Will and Deron being back. Hopefully, those are going to be some things that we could shore up, right? If we can protect a little bit more in the passing game, hopefully we'll be able to get some things going in the rushing game, right? If the pass coverage and the rush work together, we can do some things and really make some things happen there. But Marcus is going to have his work cut out for him, and that's where Terry's return is going to be very, very useful on there, because this Denver defense, as we saw in those previous slides, those guys are getting after it, man. So we're gonna need all the help we can get. Can you care to chime in on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, you said it. You said it best, bro. Like we're basura on the defensive side of the ball, bro. So, um, Terry Will coming back, of course. We talked about it in the beginning. Where I feel like he's a huge factor on our defense. A lot of people don't realize he is the quarterback of the defensive backfield. He's a quarterback on defense. So I love the fact that he's coming back. Terry coming back, feeling better than ever. You know, players were talking about it. He said he feels better than he did when he returned the first time. He feels he got another gear. He was clocked at 21 miles per hour, okay, in practice. He says that not only does he feel better than what he did when he came back the first time, but he felt better. This is the first. He said this is the fastest he's felt. He said he has found another gear in his game. I didn't know Terry had another gear, especially as a 30-year-old receiver, right? As they say, you know, most 30-year-old receivers can't progress in their career. So I'm excited to see what Terry brings. He's going to be the key to generating chunk plays. Without his success, we're not having any success on offense. I'm sorry. Either they double him, or I mean, I'm sure PS2 is going to follow him the whole game, and they're not.
Oh yeah,
he has
to. He has to. They're gonna.
He's
have
gonna follow Terry the whole game, put him on an island. I'm excited to see. Do they play man to man? Are they going to send Terry in motion to try to, to try to free him up for some a matchup on PS2? PS2 actually going to follow him and trail him the entire game. I'm excited to see. I look forward. Or they try to disrespect Terry and say, man, we don't even need. You know, he's coming off an injury. You know, Terry ain't the same guy he was before. Maybe they don't follow him on PS2. I'm excited to see. You know, it's going to be a good one, man. It really is. It's going to be a good one. So I look forward to seeing the matchup with Terry at PS2, and I look forward to seeing Will Harris back on defense, as you said. Deron Payne coming back. You know, it's going to be a good one, man. It's going to be a good one. I still got low expectations, but it's going to be a good one.
And explosive Terry is definitely worth following. Simply the one just mentioned is Terry worth following. We know that he is definitely worth following, and this just kind of naturally leads us into some things we could talk about here. Some of the key matchups, and we've already alluded to that: the Broncos running game versus the Commanders run defense. And the main one we're talking right now is Pat Surtain and Terry. Man, that's going to be a big one on there for sure, and that's going to be the one that we need to win in order to get this game. And even if they don't let PS2 follow Terry, that's going to be on them, because we're really going to be able to cook and get some things happening. Like I said, I need Cliff to be all the way in his bag for this game, man. We really need that, because we can't be basura anymore, man. We got to change that up. I'm tired of being basura. I want to be something a little bit better than that, man. So I need to see that happening. And also, we got to win this turnover battle. We got to stop giving the ball away. Like, Marcus had a really costly INT at the end of the game, which he shouldn't have been in that position at all if Matt Gay would have just made some freaking kicks. But
absolutely,
we need to take care of the Brock.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about that, by the way.
Big tonight. Dion, you're right about that.
You know, one thing we didn't talk about was Jake Moody.
Yeah, we did add Jake Moody to there, which I love, because Jake Moody's only 25.
Yeah, 24, 25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So that's going to be a big one on there. We're going to need Jake Moody, and I think it's a good change. I'm glad to see us get a younger guy at kicker. We tend to always go for these older veterans. I honestly thought we were going to bring in Justin Tucker, but I'm glad that we went with a little bit younger of a guy, somebody who doesn't have any media coverage outside of football on him. So that's gonna be
Thank
really
you.
good on there for us. So yeah, that's gonna hopefully help us sway this game. For everybody who is watching in the chat, go ahead and drop who you think your key matchup and X factors are gonna be for this game. As we head into our next section on here. Now, this is gonna be where we close off this podcast. And y'all, I just need everybody to hold on to their britches because this is gonna be crazy. And we're gonna talk. We're not talking too crazy, but I just need
Let's
y'all to
go.
hear us out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear us out. Y'all ready for this? Hear us out.
This for all our Dululu fans out there. Come on now. Let's go.
Hear us out. Hear us out. Mathematically, the Commanders have not been eliminated from playoff contention. Mathematically. Now, that percentage isn't great, but we're still in it. And we're going to talk to you all about how we could potentially still eke in there and get to the playoffs. You can see on the screen right now, our goal is to secure a wild card spot. And in order to get that, the max record we could possibly achieve at this point is 9-8. Our current record is 3-8. You have 6 games remaining. So hang on tight, y'all. We're going to go on this journey together. Now, to set the stage, just want to set the stage before we get too crazy. Brutally honest, man. This is tough. This is a long shot. You can see it on the screen. Most simulators have us less than 1%. However, the scenario still exists. So we're going to talk about this miracle scenario right now. It's a miracle. We need it. Angels in the outfield. I had to my shirt today for that reason. We need it. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what could happen here and how we could pull this off. This is just being some optimistic. So the first requirement, we'd have to win out. As you can see here on the screen, we'd need to win all of these games going forward. And, Dion said, if you look at the schedule, the Lions, Packers got a tough schedule coming up. Yeah, it's a tough shot. But we said game by game, anything can happen. We've seen teams start out great and collapse in the back end. We've seen crazier things happen. For God's sakes, the Panthers are in playoff contention. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the Bears? The Bears. Look at where they're at. So anything is possible right now. So looking at this here, we would need the first requirement for our team to potentially be able to pull this off. We got to win all of our games. Now, like I said, that's a long shot, but we're saying we have a chance. And that's what's most important, right? We're saying we have a chance. And that's what I want us to focus on, is the fact that we have a chance. Now, we would need a lot of help in order to make this possible. But the first help we could give ourselves is handling business. Anybody who's looking for tickets for December 20th and 25th, hit up Fly Guy Dre. He's on the chat. Holla at him. We got those. We might have some for you as well, too. But back to this. Y'all see it. This is the first requirement. Kenny, you got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a possibility, okay? But number one thing, we got to win out our games. That's the only way. We have to win 6 in a row. And anything is possible. Anything is possible. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. If we win tonight, that's the number one thing. We got to take it a game by game scenario. Number one, we got to win tonight. If we don't win tonight, throw this whole thing away. We have to win tonight. And then we could, go on. But one of the main things I would say is that if we win out, that's not, stated here. Philly just needs to lose 2 of the next 3 to either the Chargers, Raiders, or Bills. And then Dallas needs to go 2-2 or worse, okay, in their non-Washington games, okay? And then when we play them, they need to lose those 2 games. So if they go 2-2 for their non-division games and we beat them and in the last 2 games of the season, when we play them on Christmas and then to close out the season, okay, we win out. If we win out, Philly loses 2 of the 3 and Dallas goes 2-2, we win the division and we're in the playoffs.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Anything's possible.
If we click on all cylinders today, we can stop that run game and keep Denver from being explosive in the pass game, specifically watching out for Vanilla Vic, Bo Nix, we might be able to win this game and potentially live out this dream scenario that we're presenting on the screen here. But we'll keep that going. I referenced this in my last preview, and I've said it several times. Angels in the outfield. Y'all seen that movie? For my Gen Zers, if you
Bro,
haven't seen that movie, go look up that movie, Angels in the Outfield, because that's the type of stuff we need happening in this. Angels in the end zone. That's what we need.
Angels in the end zone. But remember, 2012 did exist. Like, people have to understand 2012 really did happen. That was a magical season, okay? It really did happen, and it can happen all over again. You never freaking
9-8 is a winning record, is all I'm saying. But
yeah.
let's keep this going. Now, if the Commanders can handle business and win the remainder of their games, the second requirement in order for this miracle to happen would be for the wild card teams currently to collapse. So we would need the Seahawks to lose 4 of their next 6 games and finish 8 or 9. We need the Packers to lose 4 of their next 5 games,
That's
finish 8 and 8, which is crazy. I can't even keep a straight face while reading this. We need the 49ers to lose 4 of their next 5. We need the Lions to lose 3 of the Lions and the Cowboys scenarios are the ones that I actually see happening. The Lions, they're getting banged up. Frank Ragnall's out. There's a lot of injuries. Amon-Ra St. Brown is out. There's injuries happening for those guys. So who knows what's going to happen there, right? And the Cowboys, I never believed in the Cowboys. They're fraudulent. My wife is a Cowboys fan, and I will happily say it. They are fraudulent. So I don't believe in the Cowboys at all. They struggle to win with all of their guys healthy, and they try to compare themselves to us where all of our guys are hurt. So I never want to see that happening. And I do think that they could lose at least 2 of their next 5, including one to us, because we owe them that butt whooping and some BTA on there.
Absolutely.
So in addition to this, not pictured here, we do also need a few. There are also some tie-breaking scenarios. Like even if we finish 9 and 8, we'll need tiebreakers against other teams. So the head-to-head wins we really need is we got to beat the Vikings. We need to beat the Vikings because that's a tiebreaker scenario for us, and we need to beat the Cowboys because that is also another tiebreaker scenario. And like Kenny said, if the Eagles lose 2 of their next games, right? If they lose to the Chargers and who else?
They just need to lose 2 of their next 3. They're playing the Chargers, Raiders, and Bills. So if they just lose, they're not losing to the Raiders. So if Philly loses the Chargers and the Bills, and Dallas goes 2-2, and then we win out, we win the division.
We can win the division. That's crazy to say, but it's still a chance. Dion said all them 3 except the Seahawks have hard schedules, and it could happen. You're right about that. Sweeping Philly is a big reach. A pimp named Love, but did you see how the Bears played them? And if we are healthy going into that matchup, bro, I'm just trying to be optimistic for a second and just talk about this 1% chance. Now, remember that I'm acknowledging that it's a 1% chance, but I just want to talk about the possibility on this, man. Sweeping Philly is a reach, but it is possible because Philly has not proved to be world beaters this season. They haven't, and we know nobody wins our division twice in a row. So
that's what I'm saying. It's either us or Dallas. I was thinking that too. I said, I don't think Philly's gonna win. It's either us or Dallas. So we got to play some type of spoiler here. And regardless, in my mind, it's like either we win it or we spoil it. And the fact that we get to play Philly twice to end the season,
spoil it. That's our Super Bowl alone. If we could beat them twice, that's it. I don't even need to see nothing else if we could do that, right? So I'm excited about that on there. So let's see how that can go on there. But it's a reach. It's a reach. Listen, in order to get this information, I went into various AIs, and the AI even was like, "Yikes!" The AI was like, "Hey, it's a long shot, but there's a chance." So just wanted to kind of share that with you all as we kind of end up this episode, just to give us some optimism and something to root for the remainder of the season, right? Whether it's spoiling the other teams, getting a W week by week, as Dion says, game by game. That's all we need, man. If we just come out and handle business and focus on the things that we can control, the season may not necessarily be lost. And if all else, even if we don't make it to the playoff, playing well in these last 6 games still continues to make us a free agent destination. And that is something that we all need as
Facts.
fans going into this. So
Absolutely.
that's our miracle scenario right there. We need simultaneous and unprecedented collapse from almost every contending team, along with the perfect 6-0 run on these next 6 games, which anything can happen. So we just wanted to share that with you all. Stay optimistic gang here on the OTF podcast, and we'll just share that information. We'll let y'all do with it what you want. Feel free to take some screenshots, come back to this. It's okay if you don't believe me, go check for yourselves, but this is still possible. All right. So let's go ahead and close this episode out now. On that note, let's leave on a high note. Raise hell.
Raise hell, raise hell.
Let's leave on a high note. So going final predictions for this game, Kenny. Who would you say? What's your score prediction in this game and the margins on there?
Okay. So I believe it. I think it could be a 1-score game, only because that's the type of games they've won 7 of them, and for some reason they just love going down to the wire. They love going down to the wire. Denver Broncos do. Yeah, because 7 out of their 9 victories have been 1 score. Considering the situation we're walking into, coming out of bye week, a little more healthy, Terry coming back, playing at home, Sunday night football, all of these factors, throwback uniforms, from both teams. I'm loving it. I think it will be a 1-score game. And I believe it's going to be 21-14. Going Broncos, bro.
For everybody watching, feel free to drop your score predictions in the comments as well as I give mine. Kenny says 21-14 Broncos. It's a good defensive team, and hopefully we get the good version of our defense showing up. I want to see that week 1, week 2 defense show up. And if that happens, I kind of coincide with you on that, man. I think I could see it. I could see a little bit more points flying on there. So I would say 24-21. And you know me, I'm never going to go against my team. I just don't believe in that bad juju. So 24-21 Commanders is my final score prediction for this one. Now, MVP, if you have to say, who's the one guy who's going to tilt this game, man? Who's going to be your MVP if you're able to pull
Terry.
We definitely need Terry to show out on this one on there for sure.
He got to be him. He has to be him. He has to be Himothy, bro. He got to break. He has to be our difference maker, bro. We don't have too many of those left that are healthy. So you know what I'm saying? He has to be the one that breaks out. And I tell you this, man, as I had stated, their defense is like that. No ifs, ands, no buts about it. So we need an X factor. And the only X factor I could point to is Terry. That's it. That's the only X factor I could point to is Terry in this game, man. So hopefully, the Angels are in the end zone for Terry McLaurin and Marcus Mariota.
You see it, man. We need those Angels in the end zone for this one on there. Dion says 24-21 Commanders. I think defense makes some key turnovers today, and we capitalize on it. I love that. Bro, Terry might have a 2 TD game. Mr. Morden meets the eye. Yeah, we need that, man. We need that on there. Since Kenny already said the unanimous MVP, I'll give us a defensive MVP. In order for this game to go right, I need my boy Mikey Sanderstill to be an MVP. I need Mikey to do something. I need him to do something strange for a little piece of change, man. I really need that because
he's playing outside.
He's playing outside, and we can see the magic he could create when he's outside. He can run routes for guys. So if we need Mikey to show up as Magic Mike today and make some things really happen and help us get some of those Angels out of the end zone for us.
Hey, listen, I don't need him to be Magic Mike because the only Magic Mike I know is on poles. So we ain't doing that. I need him to be Magician Mike, not Magic Mike, but Magician Mike.
Hey, go ahead. I was just going for the alliteration, my good guy. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and end this episode on here. Thank you for everybody who tapped in with us. We appreciate all y'all. It has been fun. I love seeing all the engagement on both Instagram as well as YouTube. Continue to tap in. Of course, this is gonna be on our page. If there's any parts of it you like, specifically about the playoff chances, feel free to go back and screenshot, like, comment, subscribe, share if you haven't already on there. Dion said, I think Will Harris out there with Mikey gonna have less pressure and he gonna be Magic Mike. Amen. I think Will Harris back, and I think the chance of seeing the defense we showed against the Giants, definitely, man. Good engagement all around. We love y'all, man. Appreciate all of you all for tapping in. Please, let's continue to keep raising hell. Let's keep believing in this team. There's still a lot to play for. And if Browns fans can still stay optimistic and keep things going, why can't it be, man? There's teams out there that are way worse than us. We had a great season. Let's keep our heads on straight. Like Dion said it best, game by game, man. Let's keep going. Let's keep raising hell. It's Redskins Nation, Commanders Nation all day. Let's go, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all days. Enjoy the game. Hopefully we get a W, and we'll see you all next week. Peace out, y'all.
We'll blaze a trail, raise hell, raise hell. Hell to the Commanders will prevail. Raise hell, raise hell. Hell to the Commanders never fail. From kickoff to the final play, we're here to win, come what may. Together strong, we'll